Welcome, everybody. A beautiful fall Veterans Day in the Hearst Tower. It'd be good to acknowledge that it is Veterans Day and that I think we have a couple of extraordinary veterans that lead the Shinobi Company. So for you guys and everybody else, it's always amazing to have people join us in the tower because, if nothing else, well, obviously the view is wonderful, but it's a kind of extraordinary metaphor for the change that we have to navigate as an industry and as a company every day. You can see that it's a structure that kind of unfolds from an old foundation, and that certainly is the story of Hearst and the history of the corporation, from a collection of afternoon newspapers to a really diversified media company, through sort of understanding how change is unfolding in media and making sure that we have the courage and the resources to navigate that, and that's what we do every day. And certainly, Programmatic is a big part of that. Today, Programmatic represents about 30% of our revenue in the digital group, and a growing amount. And we are big believers in the opportunity to look at how we intelligently rework, the connection of buyers and sellers in our industry. And with the able leadership of Mike Smith, have I think navigated it extraordinarily well over the past couple of years. Programmatic Premium and the kind of work that Shinobi's helping us do is obviously a really important part of that as we look to connect premium advertisers with our premium audiences and environments. And I think that you can look forward today to a really thoughtful conversation about that, and a wonderful kickoff with the inimitable Terry Kawaja, who always has something provocative and entertaining to share with you. So thanks again for being here. Happy Veterans Day, and enjoy the program.
Thank you, Troy, and thank you, Hearst, for hosting us in this beautiful facility. This is the Premium Programmatic 360 Conference. The regular Programmatic Conference is being held downstairs in the basement with a foot or so of water. So this is wonderful. So the world's changed a lot. Adjusting. And I really missed some of the old things that used to happen in the industry. I missed shooting $1 million commercials, and we'd stay at Shutters. And today we shoot $1.25 videos and stay at Motel 6. Lunch at Michael's with many of the people in this room, right down the street. That was really nice. I haven't been there in quite a long time. Most of the time on these shoots, Cafe Mickey D. And, all of that luxury and a little bit of gluttony, there are some things that weren't so good about it. This is me in 1995. And the benefit is me much spelter now with the Spartan existence of ed tech. So there's always a good side to everything. Today's theme is Programmatic University, because when times change, we all need to be open and learn some new things. And that's what we're doing here today. And we have a terrific group today and a terrific agenda, which I'll go through in a moment. First, let's just look at where we are. So if we divide the world of adoption of media into a few different phases, it's the same movie over and over again. And right now we're still in this experimental phase when people are testing out premium programmatic and kind of looking at how it's going. But inevitably, very soon, we'll move into the growth phase. And, we've just found you really have to get in now, because all of the leaders are being formed now. And once the bandwagon is into that growth phase, boom, everybody's on it. and then it becomes a little bit late. So I just want to acknowledge Hearst for being a leader in this space and being out a little bit ahead of everybody. It's difficult to do. Thank you. And I guess if we look at the midterm report right now, where we are, publisher acceptance, I don't know what everyone would give the rest of the industry, not Hearst, probably a C or a C minus. Agency adoption, we have to make it easy for agencies to adopt this, and we have to reward the agencies that take a leap and jump into this and make sure that we can articulate a value proposition where they get credit with the clients for doing this. And the brands are going to be late in this, so we have to make it really simple so they understand it. So I'd give them probably a C or a D. So there's a long way to go. We've made some progress, but I think we're a step or two before getting into that growth phase where everybody jumps on this bandwagon, but it's inevitable that it will happen. So today you're going to be hearing from a lot of really smart people. Terry Kawaja is going to give us a master's in monetization, because if we don't make money on premium programmatic, it's just a hobby. And he's going to talk about the marketplace and how he sees things. Mike Smith, we'll say, is the chair of the publishing department, and he heads digital here at Hearst. And the Hearst pool, that I don't think Hearst owns anymore, in California, that symbolizes premium programmatic, and Mike jumping in a little bit ahead of everyone. Thank you very much, the metaphor. And that happens to also be Michael's book, Targeted, which we are making the mandatory for this class, but make sure that you don't go buy the used books from last year's class. Everyone buy a new book, and I know that Michael will be happy to sign them downstairs later. Thank you. Brendan Eich, we'll call him our chair of our technology lab, and he's going to make sure we don't blow ourselves up today. And Brendan, I know from the days when he was a CEO and actually one of the founders of Mozilla. And before Mozilla, he was at Netscape, where he, on a spare weekend when he had nothing to do, invented JavaScript. So it's great to have a real tech pioneer here, especially on the East Coast, where there aren't too many people like that. So thank you, Brendan, for coming. And of course, we're going to have an agency panel. We'll call that Fraternity Row today. And I hope you're all more collegial to each other than the fraternities were on my fraternity row in college. But we'll see. And we have an esteemed panel of 4 agency heads. Adam Heimlich from Horizon, Ben Winkler from OMD, John Grodnowski from Forward, and Barry Lowenthal from Media Kitchen. And then we'll have the debate club. Thank you very much. With Mr. Lamb and Michael Connolly, who's the CEO of Sonobi and one of the hosts today. So just a couple themes that we're going to talk about today. If you look at technology, it generally increases efficiency. It makes our lives better. It makes things easier. It's supposed to be progress. It's supposed to be an improvement. We have to ask, is this efficient? There's got to be, something's got to happen with this huge piece of complexity that we have here. And one thing that we found is that because of that complexity, there's essentially an ad tax being levied on the brands and the publishers, where upwards of 50% of the expense goes to all the people in the middle. And so the brands on one side and the publishers on the other side are getting diluted down in terms of the revenue for this incredibly complex system that we've created. So there's 2 ways to address that. One is a product that I think Michael will talk about later that Sonobi's come out with, called Jetstream, that creates a direct relationship between the advertiser and the publisher. And the other way to address this problem is consolidation through M&A, where everyone should hire Terry Kawaja, and he will make it go away for us and reduce it down to just 2 or 3 companies. I'm sure that would be his preferred solution. Thank you. The graphics. That's the best trick I have here. Can we do that again?